was a bit interrupted, but had other thing that I could do for that time. Um, so you saw me. I made a video before this one in which I was speaking what happened, why I didn't record, why I didn't post anything sooner or anything like that. And for me rewriting down my text, which I'm going to be trying to read as much as possible this time without making, let's say, a bigger story out of it. And the video is going to be pretty long. I'm going to be cutting it a couple of times. And right now I'm going to read this so I can finish and I can just do the videos, upload them, and be done with this. So my plans and my ideas, and if someone actually watch it at first and have some ideas, for videos, and I could make them, I will. Let's get going. As I was saying from the first part, if someone saw it, my mom had surgery. One of the parts that they cut from inside had to stay out until it healed up, so they can put a replacement part for it. That's what they told me at that moment. What everyone else knew and I didn't knew. I was sick. My mom was pretty bad spot right now, but nobody thought of telling me that my mom is going to be going to die in 3 or 4 months. At least I've been through so many tough stuff, and I felt really bad. I was a grown-up boy, 16 years old, been through enough stuff, know how to handle myself in bad moments and bad position, but it's always better when you know things are going to get worse because of something, and when you're prepared mentally and physically and everything, it's much better. When she died, I was at school. My sister called me and asked where I was. I said I'm coming home from school. I'm studying pretty late. I come home and I see the mirror is covered. Don't know in the other countries if that means something, but in my country, if the mirror is covered, that means someone is he's passed out. I knew who this person is. When I walked into my mom's room, I almost cried, and I made the promise that I will never cry again to my grandfather. And this is a promise I'm thinking of carrying it forever, never breaking it out. I don't remember much promises that I'm making, and you shouldn't make promises that you cannot keep. My eyes were full with water, almost cried, held out myself, went next to her, said some things and promised some of as well, only in my head to her, but didn't speak it out loud. Got to the other room and I was staring in the wall for probably hours, I don't know, and I was squishing one ring that I have, this one over here, nothing special. You can train forearms with it, but sometimes it helps when you're pretty nervous. This really messed me up, I can say for sure. I didn't want to speak with anyone. Let's say I felt really bad that nobody told me, because after that happened, they told me we knew, but we didn't want it because you're the little one, because you're the only one who isn't adult and stuff like that. And based on the things I've been through, the way how my parents and my family have taught me. I'm pretty much grown up. I'm not like the rest of the people who are my age. I'm thinking for the future. I'm responding to stuff correctly. I'm speaking much clearer, let's say it like that, and much respectful to the person on the other side. It didn't matter if this person is my age or much older than me. You need to be respectful and you need to speak clearly. At that moment, what I got a big demotivation of me training. I stopped training for 3 months. Before the year ended, the people around me thought I need to see some kind of psychologist in our school or outside. So I said, okay, but I already knew the stuff she was going to speak with me about, ask me what I think, how I should do it, why I'm acting like that. And I knew this stuff because I won't say I'm a geek for this, but everyone has um, things they like to be interested in and read about them. So I went to her. She told me uh, all the stuff I was expecting here. Did not make a huge change for me. I just did it for the other people around me so they can be happy. Never want help from anyone else. I have always done stuff on my own. Hate asking for help from someone. Um, and for me, at that moment, it was easier to do it alone, to get past it, to think about it, what is going to happen through this time. And each time, let's say I would ask help from someone, this person disappoints me, and I end up telling him, thanks for the help, I should have done it myself. And most likely, this is what's happening. In my country, there is one provide. Don't know if that's the correct word, but I'm going to try to say it in English as correct as possible. So it is the wolf snake is so big because he's doing his job by himself. This is what it means. I hope you understand me. The translation you're going to see above is probably going to be easy for the people from my country to understand it, but in English I'm not quite sure. With everything that happened, bullies in the school, in the class, people who are not smart as much as you have always been the bullies. This has been for centuries and it's going to continue like that. They have some issues that probably nobody can help them because maybe the problem is in their family or just in them. But yeah, at that moment, my second BFF broke his ankle. We were playing basketball at our gym at school. He was behind me. I thought something happened because we both jumped to get the ball. He was behind, and I didn't touch him. But yeah, so my friend is 2 meters long, almost is his height, and he was quite heavy back then, more than 100 kilograms, and it was. I cannot say he was fat, but he was squishy. Let's say it like that. It ended that the gravity did make him fall when he jumped. I felt better, not for him, but for myself that I didn't end up hurting him without even knowing. He was out of school for a couple of months. When he came back, we started helping him because we are on the fourth and fifth floor. Are our classes, and it's a bit hard when you're 2 meters long, you're more than 100 kilograms body weight, you're with broken ankle, and he had problems with the knee as well. But we helped him at that time. Me and him were playing one of the games I told you in the first video. The game is called Crossfire. We have played it probably until the first semester of the university, so that's something like 4 years. I have never studied at that point, and after that in my high school until I graduated, never needed that. I had let's say knowledge from everything I was hearing. It was quite easy back then for me. Right now I can say I'm really good at listening and remembering as well, or if I'm doing something and it's explained while I'm doing it. But as for the time passed and me getting lazier and lazier, I start forgetting stuff. It's harder to remember stuff, but this is because you're starting to get too lazy to try to grow mentally. At this moment, I can say he got, something in his head that said to him, I should try to change my life a bit more, because he was sort of getting in gaming too much as I was. From the people who are my age, most likely it's 50-50. The bullies are not quite in the gaming, but in everything else. The smarter guys are even only interested in smart stuff, or are interested in a lot of gaming as well. So he started getting more socialized. He had Facebook and other stuff that I didn't have. I made my one pretty much later. I will speak about that and say why later. Probably not in this part of the video, but in this current video, probably I won't get to that point. I don't want to make the videos more than probably 30-40 minutes, because as I said, the files are getting too big and I don't want that. I was still going to the gym back then made a huge progress in a short period of time. People were saying stuff I'm taking, because you're, let's say, 15, 16, and from nothing you build muscle for 3-4 months, you start lifting. I won't say they're impressive, because there are a lot of people in America who can lift this, and some actually have the genetics, some actually are taking stuff, and I won't say nothing special, but the creatine does help you to lift more. There are scientific facts, you can check them out. This is what I'm only going to be saying. So I have stretch marks. I would show them right now, but I ordered one stick that I can hold my phone and show you in the mirror. That I also bought. I think I didn't say that in the video before this one. You're going to see sort of more selfies and stuff like that. I'm going to be doing using this mirror, because this is some kind of way I think I could get more socialized. I'm not doing it for the followings or anything like that. I have 10 followers on Instagram. I'm not active actually since I made it, but yeah, I'm going to be speaking about that later. What happened with the stretch marks there? I have on the back, on my biceps. I have them on my knee, I have them above on my leg, and also on half of my back. I can say on the other, they're not so visual. I have them on my chest as well, pretty much um, growing too fast, lifting too heavy without getting the right position, without having the knowledge. I can say I have the strength, but sometimes I would, let's say, do a bench and my shoulder will flip out. It won't stay back like it should be. Um, there, these are the stuff that could happen from time to time. Uh, how I got my stretch marks are easy to tell. Biceps and around the chest area. I got it from started training, growing too fast, from the age of 15 to let's say 16. Um, for the ones on my knee and my back when I was 13 and I was turning 14, and that summer, for the 3 months before we started school, getting in 8th grade, I grow up something like 15 centimeters, and this is maybe a bit less, but this is pretty much fast growing for 3 months. And you're a teenager, these things happen at that point. For pretty little time, I could have done, let's say, 100 kilograms on the bench press without training anything more specific, let's say like a push-pull day or just chest day. The first 2 months we were doing basically most likely a bunch of exercise. We will stay for 2-3 hours in the gym, and before that I was doing only for a little bit of time to get some kind of strength, let's say it like that. Push-ups, crunches, seated dips, and that's the only thing I was doing at home. And because I have stiff nipple or stuffed nipple, I'm going to put the word above what it's called. It's gynecomastia or something like that. I'm not sure. You're going to see the word somewhere about here. And basically what that means in more understandable language, this is a man boob, let's say it like that. I had problems with my hormones at that time. Nobody knew. I didn't want to tell anybody. And by the time passing, things won't get easier. And when you're 13, 14, no matter that I said that I was sort of not smarter, but thinking more like a grown up. At that moment, I was embarrassed to say something about that. My family didn't quite ask, about my chest. Because of that, I have problems at that moment at some other manly parts, which wasn't fun. Also, right now, I cannot say it's so big problem, but when you're not so, how can I explain it? When you have lost something, when you're, let's say, little, right now, and you feel less manure, let's say it like that, and that can push your mentally pretty much bad, going down and down. At that moment, I was still a hairy guy, like I'm right now. There are people who have much more than me, Yes, I don't have pretty much hair on my uh, head, but on the other parts of my body, I was hairier then, and I'm hairy now. I almost need to shave every day. I'm trying to do it every second day. It's really annoying to lose 5 minutes of your time for something you don't want to do, but I don't feel okay if I didn't shave. I start, and I'm not saying my gains were bad or anything like that, but for the two things I said about my chest and some other parts that really bother me, my strength was pretty good. I was hairy. I could grow pretty fast. But at that moment, when I was in the new school, when I was already 15, I started losing my hair. Before that, I was, but not so much. I was taking some kind of medicine for it. They stopped the medicine, and everyone in my family around that time have lost almost all their hair above. I still have a little. I'm not going to be zero number haircut until I think I'm too much without hair. I don't have problem anywhere else, but yeah, I think nobody knows this, but every second generation that comes for me is getting worse and worse genetics. I'm speaking from my experience and from things I'm seeing. Excuse me, from things I'm seeing in the new borns, let's say it like that, the much younger than me. Uh, it's not for everyone, but most likely this is what is happening. Let's say not only as strength, as mass, as everything. Uh, Something simple like your fingers on your hand, how small your hand is around, how you can uh, touch around it. On your father and your hand, if you put it together, he's like one finger is this for me, for him one finger is this. This is something very simple, and that's not good. There are some facts that say why this is happening. Most of the people that are my age are sort of, I'm not saying the same size as me, but let's say for the fingers, a lot of them are having the same problem like me, and that really sort of bothers me because your girlfriend's, let's say, hand is almost the same size as yours if she's, let's say, a bit higher or something like this. For I think for this year, this is what I wanted to share a bit. I'm not sure what year we get, or did I say when I was born, so I'm going to say this right now. I was born on the 10th of August 1995, and we're speaking for the 10th grade, if I'm correct, and I'm already almost 17 years old at that moment. Back in 2012, school ended. I mean, the 10th grade ended. We're have summer and we start over. I'm turning 17 at the summer. The summer comes. The summer is coming. I'm losing it again with gaming a lot. Sometimes go out to speak about games with my first BFF or some other friend maybe, or we'll go out and ride bikes around the city or the parks, or try to do some kind of tricks or something. As for the boy I was training it in with, who we started going to the gym, then we started doing calisthenics with him. Um, he was from my old class, the one I needed to stay before I went to my new school, that I stayed in my old school when I was 14 years old back then. Uh, he asked me if he wants to start doing street workout. We were training like I think for 1 year now, maybe more or maybe less in the gym. I said, yeah, sure, why not? Uh, we learned some stuff. It wasn't quite so easy at first because I sort of, like I said, from pretty much 60 kilograms, I gained to let's say 75 kilograms, and the electricity go down. I'm going to record this in a couple of minutes, hours, who knows. This is for now, sorry.